What is up there, YouTube? This is SYKOTIK Gaming with another episode of Past CoD Killin, and this is episode number 3, part 2. And what you're going to be enjoying here is some Black Ops 1 gameplay TDM on radiation. I'm pretty sure that's what part 1 was, but this time I'm red gunning using the almighty laser rifle FaMaj. Dual mag, let's see, what was it, dual mag, sleight of hand, maybe scavenger, or maybe lightweight, and, Marathon Pro. Anyways, first episode I touched on a little bit, really, I couldn't really come up with anything else good that I liked about Black Ops 1. It was another inconsistent Call of Duty for me, just like Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, not really too much that I like. I mean, some of the stuff was cool that they brought in, like the equipment. That was cool to where you could not have to get rid of a grenade or Semtex or Tomahawk for a Claymore, unlike all the other Call of Duties. They also brought in more kill streaks, just like Modern Warfare 2. They weren't going to drop the ball on that one, since they knew Modern Warfare 2 did good on it. But other than that, it was just really, I don't know, I just don't feel like Treyarch tries as hard. I really think, and I really feel that Modern Warfare 3 just blows them out of the water every year. And, I would really rather prefer Infinity Ward to take over the Call of Duty franchise all around and not even let Treyarch stick their nose in it. Because they just drop the ball on almost everything every year. It's always some type of bullshit that we have to deal with. I wasn't really too familiar with patch notes and everything in Black Ops 1, so I don't know about everything that got patched. But Black Ops 2, you have the all controversial sniper rifle patch, which it all got nerfed. The XPR was nerfed earlier in its life. The DSR-50 was nerfed, and so was the Ballista. But, also, the PDW was nerfed. I'm pretty sure the MSMC might have been nerfed. I'm not too sure. The A94 was a huge one that got nerfed. And really, the only thing that I can remember correctly that got buffed was the Type 25, and it still wasn't all that great of a gun. It kind of felt weak, especially with a suppressor on it. But, such as Treyarch, such as Vondi, I just feel like Infinity Ward, usually when their game drops, there's not a whole lot of notable patches. There's some glitches they take care of and some hacks they take care of and some, map issues because they're in a rush to get it done, usually to make their deadline. So, of course, they're going to skim over some stuff and miss some stuff, but, they just totally blow Treyarch out of the water. But, on to a lot of the things that I really didn't like, even just on the construction of the game side, I didn't really feel that the graphics were all that great. Some of the stuff was pixelated, any vegetation just looked ungodly fake. I know Infinity Ward isn't the greatest, but still, their colors, their contrast, their textures, their shadows seems a lot more realistic. Like this lighting right here, if you've seen how the halo around it on the wall just totally cut off. And that doesn't happen in real life, really, unless it's a super death black dark night where it swallows the light, but it wasn't in there. It was just an indoor kind of factory thing. The colors were just kind of bland. That's a big thing because that helps you see people, helps you see enemies, helps you spot enemies, helps you see what's going on. And, we're paying everybody's paying $60 for this game, and we want something enjoyable. If we didn't, we would go back to COD 2 and COD 3. Games are getting bigger and better. And, seeing games coming out like Titanfall and Battlefield 4, it just ups the ante so much more. And another thing is the sound. Sound quality wasn't too good. All the guns with a silencer all sound the same. You could not really tell the difference from the Galil silence and the FaMaj, other than the rate of fire. That was it. Black Ops 2, they did really up the sound a little bit. You could tell any gun what it was. At least I could, from across the map. If you're getting shot at by it, and I'm running, like, I can just say, that's the scar, I'm being shot by the scar. And it kind of helps you locate people. It kind of helps you tell who's who and who's where, when, and why they're there. And, you know, it really helps, for the people who play not necessarily aggressively, but, you know, kind of get on the MLG kind of grind of things, because any and every little tidbit of help helps. You know, it helps you do better. That's why we all spend hundreds of dollars on Turtle Beaches for better sound and to where we can hear the sounds better. But if we're being bombarded in our ears by armory of guns that all sound the same, then it's doing us no justice, and we're pretty much paying $150 for a giant-ass headphone set. And we don't want that. But, I mean, I just feel like Treyarch doesn't care too much. Like, even the maps, the map layouts, I feel Infinity Ward's original maps are better, and their DLCs aren't that great. And then Black Ops 1, I find myself always anticipating the DLC maps because the original maps are shit. Like Black Ops 2, there was a couple of them that I like that were original, but other than that, I was always waiting for the DLC thinking, please, God, please give us a better map to play on, because these maps are just shit. And, you know, you can't really have both. It's kind of hard to have both because they put too much time in the DLC maps, then the quality and effectiveness and layout of the original maps is going to fall. Because it's not like they release the game, then wait a little bit, then start working on the DLC maps. I kind of feel like they're already working on the DLC maps. If not, they might even already have every single map on the game done. It's just kind of a delay release kind of thing where they might work on some bugs or see what's working in other maps and what isn't, and then kind of tinker with the DLC maps that they already created. So, you know, that way it's a little bit more fine-tuned, and maybe it's kind of vice versa. Maybe Modern Warfare or Infinity Ward doesn't really work on the DLC maps that much in the beginning, and that's why the DLC maps aren't that good. And then Treyarch, on the other hand, works on the DLC maps in the beginning, and so their attention and their priorities is kind of spread out. It's not as, you know, focused on one thing. On, you know, the original set of maps, because that's what we're playing first. I mean, it's what, like 2 or 3 months till we see a DLC map pack? So then their quality of the original maps kind of fall. Like, to kind of put it in perspective, if you have a family of 4 and a family of 15, and you have to feed them off of one cheeseburger, which family is going to get the bigger piece? For each kid and each parent, which set of families is going to get the bigger piece of cheeseburger? So, you know, that's kind of just like kind of a logical step back look at the situation. But, I mean, Treyarch did kind of pull some strings, and they kind of set up a cool element with more interactive things in the map. Like on Radiation, you can open the hatch doors on the ground. And there's a couple other things, like I remember in Berlin, they had those sentries, which was a horrible idea, but, you know, it kind of added a new element to the game. You know, just think if they had all that open space, either tons of people would die there, or tons of people would get easy kills from those 2 cross-view windows on either side of the wall. So they wanted to do something, but they didn't really want to go cheap and just kind of block it off with unrealistic boundaries, like a fence that's 2 feet high, but for some reason your soldier can't jump over it. And so, you know, they're going to add these sentries that kind of adds a whole new element to the game. It kind of adds a nice little sniper point of view at the beginning of the match, like especially remember people going for it on like search and destroy, even with crossbows and tomahawks. So, you know, it added something cool. But, I mean, all that dead space for nothing, just for kind of looks, and really the textures of the snow and the walls weren't even that great. And it kind of reminded me of, like, a Windows 98 shooter game, like maybe like Doom or something, the quality and textures of them stone walls. But, you know, such is life. We all move on to Modern Warfare 3, which brought a little bit more to the game with, as far as customization with, like, kill streaks and everything. I mean, that was another thing that was kind of cool that Black Ops 1 brought in as far as customization was the reticles. And they did really big on that, so that's why we saw all the cool ones in Black Ops 2. So, you know, I mean, they brought in some cool stuff, some newer stuff, like the COD points was pretty cool, and with the wager matches, you can earn more to buy more stuff. And, you know, you could pick which gun you wanted to unlock. instead of, you know, like the progressive unlock to where once you get to a certain level, you have to have that gun. And you can't instead get a different gun and work on it. And then, you know, it's cool buying attachments. I loved that. I don't really like the leveling up attachment scheme. Cause like, you know, what if you never use a silencer? Okay. And what if you never want to use the foregrip? But then you gotta wait and that's an empty slot. So what if like the first 3 attachments that you run with in the beginning of the gun, of its life, level wise, you never use them. You don't like the red dot, the silencer, and I can't remember what the second one on Black Ops 1 is, but Black Ops 2, it's usually like fast mags. What if you don't use any of that? What if you want the dual band and the extended mag? Or what if you want the quick draw handle and the laser sight? You gotta wait until you level up that gun. But Black Ops 1, you could just buy it whenever you want it. But, you know, there was some good, mostly bad with Black Ops 1, in my opinion. But, you know, all in all, it is another Call of Duty title. And life moves on, and we are now into the single-digit countdown of CoD Ghosts. So hopefully I can whip out the rest of the Call of Duties for you guys, and we'll see where it goes from there. This is SYKOTIK Gaming, and as always, have a crazy-ass rest of the week.